This drawing is drawing number 22. For this drawing, you're going to need a ruler, a compass, a pencil, either a well-sharpened wooden pencil or a mechanical pencil will work great, and a large sheet of paper. I'm going to go through all 8 steps with you. The first step says center on the paper a circle with a 4-inch radius. So I'm going to put the ruler aside because we don't need it for the radius right now. We're going to use the compass. And on the compass, on the inside of the compass, is where we're going to find the radius. We can see 1R, 1.5R, 2R, 3R. R means radius, 4R, and 5R at the end. On the outside of the compass, we have a ruler. We have inches and millimeters on the bottom. We won't need those until it asks for a measurement, but if it's asking for a radius, we're going to use only the inside points to draw the radius. So you have to look on the inside, not on the ruler. The first step, center on the paper a circle with a 4-inch radius, so place a dot anywhere on the middle of the paper. Place the metal point of the compass on the dot. Place your finger on the metal part of the compass to hold the compass down so it can pivot around your finger. Then place the pencil inside where it says 4R. So here's 3R, 4R, and it has a little arrow pointing to this point. And move around your finger that's holding down the metal point and draw a circle with a 4-inch radius. Step 2, mark a point anywhere on the circle. Step 3, set your compass at 3 inches. Using the compass, mark points at 3-inch intervals around the circle. The last interval may not be exactly 3 inches. So what we're going to do for this part is we're going to use the ruler. We're going to place the end of the ruler at our first point, and then we're going to line up the 3 on the circle and place a point there. Then we're going to line up the end of the ruler. For a second point, line up the 3 with the edge of the circle and place our third point. Line up the end of the ruler on the third point. Line up the edge of the circle to the 3 and place our fourth point. Line up the edge of the ruler on our fourth point. Line up the 3 to the edge of the circle. Place our fifth point. Line up the edge of the ruler with our fifth point. Line up the 3. Place our sixth point. Line up the edge of the ruler. Line up the 3 with our circle. Place our seventh point. Line up the edge of the ruler. Line up the 3. Place our eighth point. Now that was the last one. It said it may not be exactly 3 inches. Let's check. We are a little off on that last one. So I have more space between here and here than I have between here and here. So if I put it right here, I have 6 inches from here to here. I'm going to kind of move this over a little bit to the right and see if I can get a little bit closer. So that's about 3.5 on each side. So that's a little bit more towards the center. Next step, connect the points to form an octagon. So connect 2 points together, draw a straight line using your ruler, connect the next 2 points, and the next 2 points. So we have 3 sides so far, 4 sides, 5 sides. Remember, an octagon has 8 sides. 6 sides. 7 sides. And then our last 8th side. So now we have a circle with a 4-inch radius. and inside of it we have an octagon with 8 sides. The next step, connect opposite points to form diameters. Now a diameter is kind of like a circle that's split in half. It runs from one side of the circle to the opposite side. So you can see we have opposite points. So we're going to connect those opposite points to give us a diameter. And it should go through the center point, or close to it. So we're going to connect another set of opposite points. This one's a little off. Connect another set of opposite points. Oh, that one is off. There we go. And then our last set of opposite points. Ideally, all the points would meet in the center, but since our circle is a little off, a little bit, so my points don't quite meet in the center. Now we're going to center a circle with a 2-inch radius. So we're using the same center point. Put the middle point on that point. Put your pencil on 2R and draw a circle with a 2-inch radius. Step 7, connect every other point on the large circle to the points on either side of it on the small circle. This will form a 4-point star. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start with this first one, and we're going to connect this first point to the circle on this side. So what we're doing is making points for a star. And then we're going to take that point and we're going to connect it to this point. So it's going to connect to every other point. It's going to move from the outside to the inside to the outside again. And now to the inside, and you'll start to see these points up here for the star. And now we're going from the inside back to the outside. And then back to the inside of our design. And then line up the ruler from this point to the outside point. And from the outside point to the inside point. And lastly, from the inside point to the outside point. Please make sure you draw your lines with a ruler so that they're nice and straight and crisp edges. Don't freehand it because it'll kind of look like your design's melting. Now we can see that we have a 4-pointed star. Here's 1 point, 2 points, 3 points, and 4 points. Now color neatly. I would suggest using colored pencils or crayons. Markers are okay. They just kind of tend to look kind of too bold, but if you outline your main design in with more pressure, like a darker red, and then color the inside lighter red, I think that looks really neat. Or you could go over all of it with a Sharpie and then color on the inside of it, and that'll kind of give it like a stained glass effect or a kaleidoscope type effect.